He was getting a cross-checking penalty for this, and then he got the 5-minute major for that. Pretty cut and dry for me. Middle of the game, you're getting 5 in a game for that. You can't cross-check someone in the head. Simple, right? Mm-hmm. Now today he's going to have a hearing with the Department of Player Safety.
Fair enough. He absolutely should. If any Oilers player got cross-checked like this, I would say, yeah, the other player should probably have a hearing. I think he should get 1 game for this. I think if this was January, there would be some amount of justification for Darnell Nurse getting 2 games for this. I don't think, and one area that you do factor in is how hard he cross-checked him. He definitely gave him a shot, but this was not a stick all the way back, follow through all the way, and drive his head into the ice. Again, this first cross-check is definitely a cross-checking penalty. This second one is where you get the discipline, but that's a shot more than it's driving a guy's face into the ice. And I do think there is a difference when you look at the Department of Player Safety on that and when you look at supplemental discipline. Like, I think these factors should come into play. Where I draw the line at 1 game is because the second game of any suspension would be a playoff game. And the Department of Player Safety has always operated on the basis of 1 playoff game is worth 2 regular season games. So is this act, considering he was thrown out halfway through the game, which is a factor, is this act worth a 3-game regular season suspension? I just don't see that at all. I think he's getting 1 game for this. He'll sit the final game of the regular season, sacrifice a little bit of pay because of it, and he'll be back for game 1. That is what I believe should happen from this. Now, where I get nervous, Liam, is when I read Darren Dreger's tweet. He says, don't expect Nurse news anytime soon. Due to the Oilers' travel schedule, the hearing isn't being held out until later tonight. I would be surprised if more than 1 game. Fine, also possible, but then he adds this last part. Bit of a message before the 2 teams meet again in round 1.
Perfect.
I think the Department of Player Safety has put themselves, or is going to put themselves, in an absolute pretzel here. Mm-hmm. Because if they give Nurse 1 game, then you could say that the LA Kings have a green light going, whoa, that's only worth 1 game? We can cross-check McDavid like that, and we're not going to get a single playoff game? And in that sense, I wonder if maybe we're not going to get to 2. So I'm somewhere between 1 to 2 on all of this. I think there is a lot of logic in not giving him a second game when you look at how supplemental discipline is usually doled out. I think, and my concern is that the league is going to want to send a message, and they're going to give him 2 games and try to deter players from doing shit like this when these 2 teams meet in the playoffs in 5 days.
Well, I wonder, just the McDavid and Tyler Myers, obviously, both got suspended for cross-checking this season and both got 3 games.
Decent point. So that would lean more towards...
I think it's 2 games, and I think another factor in this is the NHL is just going to look at the Oilers' remaining schedule and be like, okay, well, they have 1 game left against the San Jose Sharks. They've been resting everyone anyway. Why would we... That doesn't seem like a punishment, I guess you could say.
Sure, but they also love doing this. They just did it with Paul Cotter. They gave him 2 games. Yeah. It's the final 2 games of the Devils season, and he's ready to come back game 1 of the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it'll be 2 because I think it was direct intent to cross-check him in the head, which is what the word essentially was when McDavid did it. His intent was to cross-check Connor Garland in the face. And I think you could argue this is, no, I don't know.
I don't think it's worse because, again, he doesn't really drive through all that hard. Like, he pops them, I think. It's on the line. The whiteboard's the wheel today because they're very obviously just going to spin the damn wheel. But, like, there is no logic or carryover, which, again, this is a debate I got into someone with on Twitter where the NHL does have a history with Darnell Nurse of ignoring precedent.
Oh, yeah.
Against the Vegas Golden Knights 2 years ago, Alex Pietrangelo was given 1 game for lumberjack chopping Leon Draisaitl's arm off, and Darnell Nurse was given 1 game for an instigator penalty in the final 5 minutes of the game. Mm-hmm. If you go back through the history of the league, they always, in the regular season, rescind that instigator penalty and don't give a suspension. They decided to say, no, we're going to keep it for Darnell Nurse, so Vegas can't get mad at us for suspending Pietrangelo. It's evened up. They love evening shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And that there, if you don't believe, because I don't think there is any like Oilers bias truly. Like, come on, the Department of Player Safety, we don't need to do the whole they hate us, blah, blah, blah. They don't. They're bad at their jobs, but it does not come from a place of hating the Edmonton Oilers. If you're going along the lines of they want to send a message, but they don't want to give any team an advantage, then they give them one game. But then you open the door to an Oiler getting cross-checked like that, and we're not going to be happy about it. What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.